But I will say, hammocks do make me nervous. Mom, stop. Stop it! Let go! Woo! Hilton Head? Isn't that in South Carolina? I'm nowhere near Disney World. Yeah, about 341 miles back to Magic Kingdom to be exact. Happy Thanksgiving week, my fellow Americans. And for those of you that are my followers from other parts of the world or don't celebrate Thanksgiving, happy Wednesday and happily socially acceptable day to have your Christmas decorations up and be in full festive mode.
So, where are you, Danielle? I thought you were supposed to be doing Disney-related content.
Well, yeah, Disney has some other cool things outside of California and Florida too. For example, I'm at Disney's Hilton Head Island Resort here in South Carolina.
Where?
Hold on. Let me just zoom in on the map for you real quick. And we'll just zoom in a little bit over there, just past the line of Georgia into the corner of South Carolina is Hilton Head Island. And if we zoom in a little bit further into the inlet, we can see Disney's Hilton Head Island. Danielle, can you go ahead and switch that into Disney? There you go, the Disney map. I honestly really love this little resort. Well, actually it's not that little, it's about 15 acres. But my family and I have very fond memories coming here when we were younger. It's been a while and some things have changed, but the heart is still the same. So let's dig into some history, shall we? Disney's Hilton Head Island was the third Disney Vacation Club resort to open its doors. So what were the other two? The very first one was Disney's Old Key West Resort. Disney's Old Key West opened in December of 1991. Second was Disney's Vero Beach Resort, which opened in October of 1995. And just about 6 months later, Hilton Head Island Resort opened up on March 6th of 1996. So happy 25th birthday, Hilton Head.
But why Hilton Head Island?
Well, the island really wasn't what you would call a tourist hotspot until about the 1980s. The island's resort and residential communities were built up around the theme of environmentality back in 1983. Yes, the island is home to some world-class golf courses and resorts, but most of the landscape remains the same. This up-and-coming vacation neighborhood definitely caught the eye of Disney and Michael Eisner, as Michael Eisner was looking to reinvent the Disney experience before the year 2000 at the time. It makes sense why the Disney company would look at Hilton Head in this up-and-coming neighborhood to put a Disney resort at. However, the resort did come with some backlash at the same time when they announced this project. Locals that had bought into the neighborhood as a retirement location were worried that the theme park giant would go over the top in design, clog up valuable beach space, bring too many tourists, and take away from the area. Now, the Disney company was able to come up with agreements with the local neighborhoods, and honestly, I think Disney did a really great job of blending the local architecture and design. The resort sits on its own little island in Shelter Cove Harbor area of Hilton Head. Most of the buildings are about 2 to 3 stories tall, featuring spacious rooms, and most of the balconies offer a beautiful view of the inlet. This resort is built and designed in the style called Low Country. I'm no architect, but as you turn into the Shelter Cove Harbor area, the resort matches a very similar vibe.
That, folks, is a fighter jet.
It is a fighter jet. Because we're near base, right?
We're near. Dad told me what it was called. I can't remember. You'd have to ask Dad. The Dapper Dad knows all.
Dapper Dad knows all the military facts. Okay, the Dapper Dad was able to answer the question. I asked him shortly thereafterward, and he said it was the Marine Corps Air Station in Beaufort, which is pretty close to Hilton Head Island. They do fly over every once in a while. We didn't really see that many aircraft flying over us during certain parts of the day. It only happened maybe once in a while, but it was really cool to watch when it did happen. Does anybody else's dad do that too? That they just have random military knowledge just stored up in their brain? Yeah? Anyway, the Dapper Mom and Jacqueline are kind of judging me that I got distracted, so I guess it's back to work. Let's get back to it, shall we? Okay, Danielle, the resort fits the vibe of the island, but what makes it Disney? Well, just like some of the other resorts on Disney World or Disneyland property, the storytelling is pretty subtle. But throughout the resort, even the hotel rooms, there's still little nods to Disney and Mickey Mouse. For example, when you enter into your hotel room, there's a little coat rack area, and etched onto the bench below it, you can see a heart that says, "Love Minnie and Mickey," and there's also a etching that says, WD for Walt Disney. But the overall focus of this resort is that it's designed after a 1940s fishing lodge. There's even pictures on the wall of the living room that make it look like you're part of the family. By having these subtle pictures on the wall, it creates the feeling that you and your family have been coming here for generations, creating a new sense of nostalgia and belonging. Which, if that's not subtle Disney storytelling, I don't know what is. The other little side character at this resort is a dog named Shadow. The little dog was named Shadow not because of the color of her fur, but because she was sneaky and light-footed and could disappear and reappear just like your Shadow. The story of Shadow is also represented on a lot of the exclusive merchandise items here at the gift shop. On most of the Hilton Head exclusive merchandise, Shadow is also always partnered off with Mickey, and they are stinking adorable. Look at this shirt, and it's pie-eye style Mickey, which is my favorite. Speaking of gift shops, the Broad Creek Mercantile is actually located in the center of the resort, right next to the Big Dipper pool. This is also where the quick service Tide Me Over is located at. And honestly, it's a very convenient spot to be able to get a little bit of everything that you need, plus a really great view. I mean, look at that. We came over here at sunset. It was fantastic later. And even though we're a little farther away from the parks, you're not too far away from a Mickey ice cream bar. Tastes just like home. Plus a small selection of Minnie Mouse ears were available for purchase, along with a couple of other items like swimsuits, Disney Vacation Club wear, and oh, there's also a daily Disney trivia you and your family can compete in. Every day on the back wall, they have trivia questions. If you go up to a cast member and answer the trivia question correctly, your hotel room is put into a drawing at the end of the night for a little goodie bag. And one night we were here, our family won. Another character worth mentioning besides Shadow and Mickey is also Olu, one of Duffy's friends. He's made his way over here to Hilton Head Island as well as the other Disney beach resorts like Alani and Vero Beach. Along with the merchandise for Olu, there's also an activity with the recreation cast members. Simply just look for Olu.
Wait, who's over there?
And since we just found Olu, if you go up to a recreational cast member at the window where you can rent items and stuff, you can actually tell them, hey, I found Olu. You can tell them where he's at, and then they'll give you a little sticker.
And the little sticker says the day of the week of which you found him in Hawaiian. I'm not even going to try to pronounce that though.
The other thing that makes this resort so spectacular is the Disney cast members. All the Disney cast members we interacted with were delightful and friendly. The recreational staff were helpful and attentive. The mercantile cast members greeted us and answered questions. And the front desk cast members were thorough in letting us know the offerings of the resort. Thanks, Hilton Head Island cast family. Bye! So, Danielle, if there's no theme parks here, what do you do? Plenty. Scattered throughout the resort are many activities such as checkers that you see right here, plus there's also the Big Dipper pool. And yeah, the pool is heated to about 82 to 84 degrees, but for us Floridians it was still a little too chilly. I think the person in the pool's from Canada. We also happened upon a little putting green in the middle of the resort.
And you missed.
There's also plenty of places around property to be able to play horseshoe. Now, this is not my family's favorite. None of us are good at horseshoe. None of us. At all. But Buckyball, the yard game, oh, that's a different story. We played this way too much. And got a little overly competitive as well. Now, there's also some paid activities that you can participate in here at the resort. Like bike rentals, for example. Recreation team also hosts a bunch of other activities. Some are free or some you might have to pay towards, like the birdhouse, for example. You have to pay for the birdhouse before you paint it. And a lot of the activities are great to do as a family and suitable for all ages. Now, I also said earlier that this resort is located on the island in the inlet. However, across the street and down the way, Disney also has a private beach house for guests staying on property. If you have your own car, you can drive over, or Disney also provides a shuttle bus to be able to take you over to the beach house. The beach house has plenty of sitting area and places to relax, along with its own quiet pool, which definitely has a different vibe compared to the Big Dipper pool. They also play all different kinds of Disney music on the pool deck. We heard everything from Mary Poppins to the soundtrack for Soarin'. Pretty cool. Uh-oh, family found the cornhole.
Oh! Oh!
Come on, baby. Yeah! Alright, come on, Mr. Bevis. No pressure.
No pressure.
Oh my. Well, after we were done playing our competitive game of cornhole, we did go ahead and walk on the beach to watch the sunset. Mind you, if you're relying on Disney transportation, I do believe the last bus back to the hotel is at sunset. Just plan accordingly for your day. Because we had our own vehicle with us, we were able to go also partake in some of the walking trails that were in the area. Hilton Head has some great nature preserve areas.
Now, mind you, as you're going through these walking trails, you are still in the south, so there is a possibility you can happen upon some gators like these big guys right here. Made sure to keep our distance, or these small little guys right here. Hello, sir. How are you doing today? Thank you very much for your time. Such a gentleman. And even when you're back at the hotel, there are some wildlife around in the area. Just be respectful of their home because they are not Disney animatronics. And in all honesty, I was shocked at the amount of wildlife we happened upon while we were in Hilton Head. Oh, and one thing I forgot to mention is that my family and I, we are not DVC owners. This hotel can be booked as a regular resort, but it might be harder during certain times in peak season. For more information and details, just look at hiltonhead.disney.go.com for more information like overviews and room rates. And no, this trip was not sponsored or hosted. My family just really enjoys this resort, and we really enjoyed our time here. See y'all next time! Thanks again for watching, everyone. Check out the links below in my description box for more information, like my TikTok and my Instagram. Also, I have an Etsy store where I sell some merch and some of my art prints. And I released recently some holiday-themed items, which I would definitely appreciate if you go check out. Next week will be a recap from Dapper Days, so I will see you on Wednesday. Night-night, sleep tight, dream of churros tonight.